Hello and welcome to Scotty Hall on YouTube. It's been a while since I made a video, and the reason that I'm making a video is it's not the wrestling aspect of it, because I thought I was going to maybe talk about that, but not really. It's not even got to do with that. It's got to do with the emotional, wild day that we're going to have tomorrow. And it's only because of the way the world is treating it. So you mean to tell me that you're going to boycott a man's inauguration that's going to be your leader for the next 4 years just because you got sour grapes that he didn't lose like you guys thought he was going to do? And my family and my boys were tallying it up over our heads and saying, how can he have these massive crowds of 20,000 people, 15,000 people selling out stadiums, and Hillary can barely put 400 people into a room? And it just doesn't make sense that you guys got to realize that the media has lied to us for 16 months saying that Donald Trump was going to lose. And I can understand it, but at the same time, I was the biggest Democrat you could ever put on this earth, for the simple fact of I believed in the party and all that stuff, and I didn't believe the Republicans' values and all that stuff. But for the first time in my life, I voted Republican this year, and I voted for Donald Trump because I didn't like Hillary's policies, and plus she's an evil, vindictive woman. She's evil. She's killed tens of thousands of people as Secretary of State, and then got child rapist off on letting them go and laughing about it. It's an evil woman. She's a lizard woman. It's just awful who she is, and she can't come out and say what she really wants to do because she knows that would have ended up getting her to lose anyway, but she lost anyway, so I don't understand why she was even trying in the first place. Sure, it would have been cool to have a woman president. I would have been all for it. But, not her. It'll happen eventually, but that's like saying that if you're going to boycott Donald Trump's inauguration, that you're going to stereotype him as an American, which you have the right to do. And it's your right to do whatever you want to. I just don't see how you can put that in the category of this as being not a non-politician winning an election. And he didn't need to do this. He already has money. I don't see why anybody would even argue that. The man could buy the White House. And basically, if it's just so happened to happen, he could. He's not even going to take a salary for running the United States. He's going to take $1. $1. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need anything. He did this because of mostly his ego. And he wanted to say, I became the president. They asked him 35 years ago if he would ever do it. He said, yeah, if I see that the country is in a bad shape, then I'll do it. And I had to step in. So obviously 35 years later, here we are, and he stepped in. And all these ties to Russia and stuff like that, why don't we get along with Russia? Why don't we try to patch everything up with Mexico? Why don't we try to get along with everybody? Why do we want to help everybody and bring them over here instead of leaving them in their country and helping them over there? Why would you build a school that's going to get blown up 100 times by the time they even start their first day, but yet we can't even drive in our cities, and our bridges are falling apart here? We got people in unemployment and starving to death in New York and all that stuff. It's just, I don't understand how you guys can sit there and say that you're going to boycott all this, and you're not going to say he's your president. Even if you don't say he's your president, then he's still your president. So get used to it. Democracy, a beautiful thing. Liberty, a beautiful thing. Justice, a beautiful thing. All of it got served. It did. And in the end of the result, that this guy's not a politician, he's a businessman, which makes it even great. He doesn't have to answer to anybody because he doesn't have any political interest or special interests and donors for his cause. So even if he is friends with Putin, why can't we get along with him? Why can't we be, friends and have a harmony And in any ways, I mean, other than the Barack Obama New World Order that he was trying to start, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't see how everybody can say that they'll boycott him and not stand behind him when we had an African American president that 65 years ago they couldn't even sit in the front of the seat, couldn't even eat at certain restaurants, couldn't even use the bathroom at certain restaurants. But yet we turned around on that, and you're going to tell me that 4 years of a businessman being a politician and running the country is going to put you out of it? I mean, how many people that were racist and everything last year or last 4 or 5, 8 years? I voted for Obama twice. So I mean, all those people that were racist, they were pissed off, but they didn't not go. I mean, I don't understand why the world's doing this. I don't understand why y'all crying. You know, we got a real chance here. I mean, it's just he's going to tax your star's money, and that's why you don't want to. That's why you don't want him president, because you don't know what he's going to do. That's the best part about it. I'd rather go down with Donald Trump actually fighting a fight than to die and be blown up by a nuclear weapon by somebody sitting there patting somebody else on the back and saying, "Oh, it's okay, let's get along." There's no harmony in this. There's no anything. We're all different animals, and we're put on this earth to see if we can maintain each other and keep each other civil. I mean, because we're all getting watched from above anyway, because they're all got satellites everywhere. So, I mean, we don't even have any privacy. Facebook ended that. So, and you all let it. Anyway, I just wanted to shoot that out there that, Scotty Hall's happy. Scotty Hall's going to be all right. Donald Trump is going to be all right. Everybody needs to leave it alone and go along with it, because I guarantee you in 4 years, you will sit there and say, "Man, that was a ride. I'm glad it happened." And then even if you do, then you can get together and tell the media, CNN, Clinton News Network, to actually be able to broadcast something that is true instead of saying that somebody's winning when they're not. And these polls suck. I don't even know why I listen to them. But anyway, that's why I just wanted to get out there, is that let it go. Try to enjoy it. Do what you can. And just stop bitching all the time. You have the right to, but just stop. Give it time. See what happens. And we may be like the Great Wall of China. So the Great Wall of Trump. And anyway, I wish they would have took $30 donations to have like a rock that has initials, or a block, and you can put your initials on it for $30 at a time, that they use to build the wall, which I think is an awesome idea. So that's the way I think of it, and I really wish that people would just give it a chance. But I know it's not going to happen because everybody's crying. So, I mean, I don't get it. Hillary's wanting to pull out babies 9 months after it and stick a needle in them and pour their stem cell out. I mean, you think somebody like me that has MS that wants to have a cure would be okay with that, but no, I'm not. You can't have a baby and have a life and cell inside of it, and come on, really? That's all I wanted to say. Just remember, we all have a video camera, we all have internet, and we all have an opinion.